Hi, welcome to the Coastal Business Channel. Today we're going to talk about, in general, when you're stuck. So I'm going to turn this video going into when you're stuck financially, but just in general, when you're stuck, nothing is going to change if you don't change. And it could be something big, it could be something small. I will tell you, I'm on my third morning of running in the morning. So I actually ran marathons years ago, before kids, in my 30s. I ran, I think, about 4. I loved running. I lived in New York City. Sometimes we would take the subway all the way up to the tip of Manhattan and run all the way down the Hudson River. It was just beautiful and fun. Sometimes we got lost and ended up on railroad tracks. Don't even know how that happened, but it was a fun adventure, living in the city to, be running in like the woods, and there's tons of trees and the river right there. But I had to stop, or I shouldn't say I had to stop. I had kids, I had triplets. The triplets ultimately caused me to have 2 rather big surgeries. One causes me to have half of a stomach, and the other one, I have had open back surgery. I produce bone spurs on my spine that will jab into my nerves. Funny enough, started horseback riding because I was getting a little sad and read that it could help your lower back. And after my first time horseback riding in decades, I was shocked to find out that I wasn't in pain. I actually was walking around and it was like, oh my, something's different. What's different? I was like, oh my God, I'm not in pain. Like 6 days in a row, no pain. I mean, I'm going to start crying. I've had 5 years of almost every single day being in pain. And it's been wonderful. I think the last year I have not taken pain pills every day. I do take them, just not every day. I mean, sometimes I go a week or 2 weeks. So I kind of been feeling good. So I was like, I'll give horseback riding a try. And that's been nice. And then, then 3 days ago I started running. I only run a mile. But I've been kind of frustrated with the lack of muscle on my body. Yes, I am thin, but this is pretty much skin and bones. There's you can feel right down to my bone, like pretty much on any part of my body. It's kind of gross. And having been someone who's very athletic, it's been very upsetting. And, over the last 5 years, I've had moments of pretty big depression, just feeling like my life's not turning out the way I wanted it to physically, or just for me, it has been more than turning out the way I wanted it to with my husband and my kids and my family and the dogs and our house and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I look at my 80-year-old parents and I don't know how I'm going to make it, 30 years and being physically strong if I'm not strong at 52. Fine, I'm 52. Fuck. Are you allowed to swear on YouTube? I don't even know. Probably. I think Joe Rogan's on it. I hear my husband swearing all the time. So I've decided to make changes. So the horseback riding was kind of like my first thing. I was like, okay, that'll get my midsection in shape and that'll get my legs in shape. And then when that turned out so well, I was like, okay, I'm going to start running. Now, let's just be honest here. I run a mile. It's not even a mile and a half. It might be 1.1. It might be 0.9. My phone picks it up as a mile. And I'm sore, and I'm very sore for 3 days in a row running. But it makes me feel good, and you have to start somewhere. So that's my whole thing of what I'm trying to do to make a change. It's, my body's not going to get stronger without any effort from me. And I know that. But maybe you're having other issues. Maybe you're having financial issues. You want to save more money, but you can't. You want to pay bills down, but you're just not making enough money. So what is a great side hustle that you can do today to get yourself going? And again, it's steps. I started this YouTube channel really just kind of honestly out of boredom. I used to spend 3 hours a day driving my daughter, maybe even 4 hours a day, to tennis, staying, watching her play tennis. I would read books and do things, call clients, have calls, and then, drive the hour home. So at least 2 hours of the day, and maybe even 2.5, you'd say I was stuck in a car, not being able to do anything productive. I have that time back. My weekends would be filled from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., maybe earlier. Earlier she lost, sometimes all day Sunday too. She was winning, driving around in tennis. So I have all this free time. So I thought, I'll start this YouTube channel. And then it's kind of been fun. I've loved learning. I love talking. I don't really have that many people commenting yet. Hopefully that will come with time. But this could be a great side hustle. But now it's a side hustle. If this is something that you were planning on doing, I've been doing it now for 6 weeks. And I make no money. I don't believe I'm going to make money probably for a year. But maybe if I do get a following and I start making money in about a year, that maybe then it comes comes in more regularly. I do try to make about a video a day. Sometimes that doesn't happen because I've read 2 videos a day. If you want to speed things up, I don't really have the capacity to do that. Some days I do, some days I don't. But a video a day. And yeah, it's going to take a long time. I have 1,000 subscribers. It's probably all family, to be honest with you, family and business school friends. But you do need to have like 50 subscribers and all that to get yourself going. So my thought to you, my suggestion to you is look at videos on side hustles. I have a couple. I think I just produced one, or I'm on about 40 side hustles. There's side hustles for teachers, side hustles that require no skill. Look at these side hustles and pick one and realize if it's a blog, if it's a YouTube channel, it's going to take you time. It's going to take you time to get up and going. And it might take you a year to get that following, but you get that following and that's going to be great. So that's my suggestion to you is get your feet wet, get started. And as long as you get started, you're going to make a change. So change takes time. The running, yeah, I've done it 3 days, but my end goal isn't to, have run for 3 days. My end goal is to make my body stronger. So as I age, I won't be the person that's all scrunched over, and maybe I still will be. But that's my end goal, and I've got to, I'm starting slowly, and I'm going to make that change. So best of luck to you. There are a lot of side hustles out there, a lot of videos on side hustles that you can do, and I wish you the best. Thank you.